Right next to me is an affordable, sporty, and all-wheel drive sedan. This is the 2025 Nissan Altima SR all-wheel drive. Is it good? Is it absolutely awful? And is it worth it altogether? Well, in this video, I'll be taking you through the ins, the outs, the back, showing you all about it, and let's see, is it worth it? This specific vehicle I have right in front of me is $33,000 after destination fee and some options. The options are the paint, the rear spoiler, the floor mats, but base, this vehicle is $30,000. Thank you to Executive Jeep Nissan for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Let's dive right into it and talk about the front. And before I get into some features about the front, I want to talk about the styling because Nissan didn't need to make this as sporty as it looks. The hood up there slopes all the way down here, connecting to the Nissan badge right front and center there. A lot of other sports cars do that. They have a sloping hood. Nissan didn't need to, but yet they did it. Over here, this has a little kind of flare that sticks out. Makes it look, again, super aggressive and sporty. And this kind of has a similar wide body look. I know it doesn't stick out really far, but the side here, which I'll pan to, makes the flares stick out. Again, this is a $30,000 vehicle, and other vehicles that are 40, 50, 60 don't even have these kind of features with it. Nissan badge right front and center, then you have the SR badge all the way on that side, bright red, and then there's so much airflow for that engine here. Airflow up here, airflow down there, and even airflow down there. So this whole grille is actual functional airflow. Now, when I talk about functional airflow, this over here is fake. This piece right here, this is just for design. I mean, it looks cool, but I wish there was actual airflow that could either go into the engine or the side of the vehicle. It's just fake there. But this vehicle has LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and yes, LED turn signals all built into this piece right here. For $30,000, that's a good deal. Under the hood of the SR, this vehicle has a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that's producing 182 horsepower and 178 foot-pounds of torque. That's all going through a CVT transmission, but it is going through all the 4 wheels since it's an all-wheel drive vehicle. And this engine gives this vehicle an average of 28 miles to the gallon, which in my opinion is pretty healthy for a 4-cylinder. If you like cars just like me, can hit that subscribe button down below. Only takes 1 second, helps me out a lot. Oh, thank you. The key fob of this vehicle is basic black plastic Nissan logo there, but the features are not basic. You have lock, unlock, the typical stuff, then double tap the lock, hold that, and this vehicle should remote start. And there it goes. And what's actually crazy is I reviewed a $50,000 Land Rover that didn't have remote start on the key fob. So this at $30,000 is an absolute steal. And then hold that and it'll pop the trunk just slightly. You have to manually do the rest, but at least it has a trunk button. No roof rails on top. It's a sedan. There is no sunroof in this. Now you can get it in the premium version and the SL, but this does not have it. These mirrors do not have blind spot monitoring on the mirrors, but they have it inside here. So this little thing will like blink at you if someone's coming off the side. So it's not on the mirror, but it's still part of it. There's no turn signals built in the mirror. And these are 19-inch alloy rims with all-season weather tires. Actually really cool blade-like. And then with the keys in your pocket, just hit this little button and the vehicle locks, hit it again, and then it unlocks. And sorry I forgot to mention, but these are just not normal rims. They do say SR on them. Open up the rear door and you're greeted to plastic. There's plastic here, plastic in the middle, plastic down there. That's what you want to be plastic though. You put drink, snacks, wash it away real fast. Speaker grill right there. There's a leatherette trim here and there. It's actually nice and comfortable. Rest your arm there. Pocket for coins, window controls, door handle. Now the door itself is massive. Why? Because the rear is absolutely ridiculous in size. Now, when I sit down here, I have so much legroom. This is set to my driving position. I'm 5'8", not the tallest. Let's see, headroom though is okay, maybe 2-3 more inches, but legroom is absolutely phenomenal in this vehicle. Even if you push it back here, that's still incredible. Now, there is a middle hump in this vehicle. It's actually a massive middle hump. Oh, whoa, and the middle seat does go up a little bit. So this is not comfortable. You're gonna have to man spread. And then headroom, I'm touching. And again, I'm 5'8", I'm not tall whatsoever, so 6 foot cannot definitely fit in this middle seat. USB-C, USB-A, USB-C, USB-A port there. No AC vents in the back. You're close enough to the front where it'll probably hit you. There's a pocket here, not a pocket over there. And if there's no middle seat person, you have a like little rest here, armrest. You could take this down. It's nice and plush, 2 cup holders. This does not have a locking position though, so it's just kind of, I guess that's technically a locking, but it's either there or kind of up. And these seats are leatherette and half cloth. They're actually extremely comfortable. They're super nice and plush. The headrests do not go up at all, and then the seats don't recline. Now let's see, is the front door just a copy of the rear door? Well, kind of. So instead of hard touch plastic, you have soft touch plastic up here. It's actually kind of nice. This trim piece, which is not in the rear, so it's again a little bit different, but you still have the same hard touch here, same hard touch down there, bigger storage pocket, speaker grille, and this leatherette trim here, same with the rear. So it's nice and plush, rest your arm there. Coin pocket, window controls, there's 4. One is one touch, so that's one touch down, one touch up, but the other ones you do have to hold to put the window down. Lock, unlock, and mirror controls. Now, both of these front seats are the leatherette, bolster you in actually very nice. Well, I guess they're half leatherette, half cloth, because the trim is super cool with the orange stitching there. Now, the driver is power operated. So the driver has forward, back, tilt. It does not have lumbar controls, but the passenger is all manual. So you have to forward and back manual and tilt manual. Turn on the vehicle to push to start, and you're greeted to a half digital, half analog gauge cluster. Now you still have your analog RPMs, your analog miles per hour. I know a lot of people like that, so Nissan kept that, but you still have a digital screen. Now this can do a little bit, not a lot. You have your digital miles per hour there. This little thing controls it like a D-pad. So scroll down, you have your average speed, blank if you want it, but hit this little thing off to the side. You have fuel economy, you have trip meter, you have your radio station, then you have some safety settings, which might as well get into right now. So when you go to settings in driver assistance, you can go in and turn on or off basically all the safety settings. Now, why would you want to? I guess if it's beeping and annoying you, you can go turn it off. So emergency brake, front and rear, turn that on or off if you want. So when you come close to a car in the front and or the rear, it'll kind of beep at you and alert, hey, you're kind of getting close, you should probably stop. Turn that off if you don't want. Then go to lane departure warning. This doesn't have lane keep assist, it's lane departure warning. So when you're on a lane and you're kind of departing, it's gonna alert you. It's not gonna throw you back in the lane like other cars do, but turn that off if you don't want. Then blind spot monitoring. You can actually turn off, yes, blind spot monitoring in this vehicle. So some of the other safety settings, parking assist, rear cross traffic alert, driver attention alert, low temperature alert, and then chassis control. Turn all that off. And yes, some more of the safety settings, there is a backup camera with moving trajectory lines. It is not the clearest whatsoever. I mean, that's probably like, what, a 240p camera. Again, the moving trajectory lines is nice, and at least it's the full screen. It'll beep at you if something's close, but I wish that was a little bit clearer. This vehicle does have a real leather steering wheel. It is not heated though. There is paddle shifters on the back. This little thing is to control that screen, which I showed you earlier. Volume controls, forward and back, and music. Then you have cruise control, talk controls, and phone controls there. This screen is a touchscreen with wired Android Auto, wired Apple CarPlay. Now, I will say this is not the new infotainment screen that Nissan has. In the new Kicks, which I reviewed, which I'll actually see if I could tag right now, has the new screen, and it's actually cheaper than this vehicle. So I don't know why they didn't put that new screen in this. The SL of the Altima, which is the higher trim, does have that new screen. Now, there's nothing wrong with this old screen whatsoever. You got physical buttons down here, which is very nice. So you got physical and digital buttons. So you want to easily go to audio, boom, right there. Back to home, camera, boom, right there. Super easy to use, amazing. I like it. It's not that responsive though. The newer screen is very responsive, but it gets the job done. It has really basic stuff, but everything you want to do from Android Auto, phone, audio, pretty much that's it. Below the touchscreen, there is physical AC controls. Now, it's the most basic controls ever. It's just fan on, off, temperature. There's no screen to see the temperature, but hey, you at least have it. Down here, there's no wireless charging pad. You have a USB-C, USB-A. You actually have an aux cable, which is kind of nice, you know, that cars still include that. Why not? Maybe some people want to attach an iPod or something. You have a cigarette lighter outlet port. Then 2 cup holders here, the leather-wrapped gear shifter, and you have drive, neutral, low, but there's no sport on this thing because it's right there. And the screen there will go from D to DS. Electronic parking brake, and behind that is a leatherette kind of armrest here. So it's nice and stitched there, actually pretty nice and squishy. Open up, you actually have a deep storage pocket. So if you want to put a lot of things in, you can. There is no USB ports or lights in here like other vehicles have, but it's nice and deep. The back of the Altima SR is just as stylish as the front. There's so many juts and outs and stuff. They didn't need to do that. They could have made it just smooth and boring, but they decided to make it a really aggressive and sporty. Like this lip here, this is a few $100 upgrade, but you don't have to have it if you don't want. The jut down here, the side here, this piece, look at that. It juts out there. Even the taillight. This vehicle has LED taillights, but it does have incandescent turn signals here. And even the taillights jut out. They go all the way up to the side side, it makes it look super aggressive. Now, you have the Nissan badge right front and center there. You have Altima on this side, and then SR and all-wheel drive. There is a ton of badging on this car. Down below here, you have these parking sensors. So when you back up to something like you guys on the tripod or another car, it's gonna beep at you saying, hey, stop, no, don't hit it, because it doesn't want you to hurt anyone. Then talking about aggressive and sportiness, it has this kind of rear diffuser down here. Now, does this really do anything aerodynamic? Probably not. It's probably for just the looks, but again, it looks really nice. And then it has dual exhaust tips, but they're kind of fake. It's a bigger exhaust tip and then a tiny one in there. So it is kind of a fake exhaust, but at least there's real ones in there. Now, this is where I get to have a lot of fun because I get to see how many mats it fits, this trunk fits. Well, let's see. So I could fit totally fine, at least one of me. And then I think two of me, if I kind of crunch up in the back here, yeah, two of me fit perfectly fine in this. It's actually very deep. Oh, I do need to come out before I get stuck in there, but it's super nice. And then if you want this, you want more storage? Just kick the other seat, doom, like karate chop kick them, and those seats will go down. And now you can lay down there perfectly. You do also have little hooks, so if you want to hang grocery bags there, you could do that. Just simply hang them and not have them fly around everywhere. And does this have a spare? I actually don't know. Okay, it has a jack there. Yes, it actually has a spare tire. So no fix-a-flat kit, an actual spare. Good job. Taking it out on the road, how does it feel? Well, it actually feels really nice and chill. Like they say it's the sport trim, the SR, but I'm really not getting a lot of sporty vibes with this vehicle. I gotta say the sportiness is more of the exterior design. The interior, it's super chill, it's calm. You know, it's a CVT transmission and I don't feel the gear changes whatsoever. I'm just driving smooth, nice. You do have the paddle shifters if you wanted to go into manual mode. Suspension, I just hit a few potholes there, another one, perfectly fine. Super chill. Then if I hit it, it does take a little bit to get going. I think it's like 0 to 60 in like 7.8 seconds. The all-wheel drive does help with it, but it's really nothing crazy. So the overall driving experience, I would say, is just completely chill. It's exactly what you want in a four-door sedan. Take your family out there, they're not gonna feel a single pothole. You can put it into corners, totally fine. This thing will be a perfect look of a vehicle, but yet chill on the highways on a family trip. But the real question is, what do you think about this vehicle? Do you like it or do you absolutely hate it? And do you think it's worth the $33,000? Let me know in the comments below. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated with more content. And a huge thank you to Executive Jeep Nissan in North Haven, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below.